Hey guys, so I know it's not light in here, Of course, I'm just talking. I'm doing another video. It's late at night, and I had a story that I just thought of about 2 years ago, and it was kind of interesting. Um, Now, I used to, I was having some problems about 2 years ago, and um, I had to go stay with my Uncle James and, his girlfriend. I'm not going to say her name, but I had to go stay with my Uncle James and his girlfriend. And let me tell you, his girlfriend is so weird. And I'm not talking about, she's so weird, man. She's got a laugh. I'm not even going to imitate that laugh, but it's fucking ear raping. And anyway, that laugh is just ear raping, okay? Now, it just gives you a headache after a while of hearing that laugh. I mean, it gives you a headache. But this lady, now, I don't know how I don't even know how he lives with her. Okay, to start with, like, I'm not trying to be asshole. Okay, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Don't get me wrong, but I don't even know how he lives with her because, like, I've seen these two fight. I've seen these two fuss at each other. Hell, I've seen these two almost come to hit each other, and I've never seen her hit him, but I've never seen it because I don't even want to see her hit him. But I've seen him, like, push her off of him, like, out of his face. I've seen that, and this is the story I'm going to be talking about. So about 2 years ago, I moved in with my Uncle James for a couple months, and he had an old car. It was a piece of shit, really. It ran so awful, and like you could smell that shit. Like when it was running, you could smell that car. And anyway, you could smell that car burning, man. It burnt gas, man. It used it, and everywhere he went on this car, like, I knew it was gonna break down, but I didn't know when. So, one night, this was before the car broke down, but one night, she had came home from work, and I'm not gonna say her name, but my uncle James had like, so he had like, okay, so there was this, thing he had in his house. It was like a box. It was like a box of stuff in the hall, in the room, in the guest room, and so, I don't know like what happened or how it all went down, or how like it how it came, but anyway, it came, man, it came down, and it was just bad. It was like, oh my gosh, like, you could, like, easily, okay, make her mad. So what happened was my Uncle James, like, his car, like I said, it was a gas hog, and it used oil. So like he needed to get oil every time he used this piece of shit car. And I know it sounds, but his car was a piece of shit, and actually it was a good piece of shit. And so the car used oil, it used gas and shit, and so his girlfriend, like, would loan him like 20, 40, fucking, almost like a fucking, like $100, like, and she couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I understand where she was coming from. She couldn't do it, and I like I said, I'm not putting her down. I don't blame her for getting pissed at him. Okay, this time, this day, and this night, I don't blame her for getting pissed off at him. But what wound up happening, guys, was we were going to work for this dude. And I'm not gonna say, but we went to work for this old man, and this old man, like, he really liked the way that I helped and everything. But we decided to go to work for this old man. Now, his car, my Uncle James's car, I wish I could have had my YouTube channel, because I would have, like, I would have, like, put it on YouTube, but it sounded so awful. It sounded like a fucking coffin, sick fucking motor. Like, it sounded so fucking awful, dude. It sounded like it was fucking dying in surgery, and it sounded like a fucking, I don't know. But anyway, enough of that. But anyway, it sounded like a dadgum It really did. It sounded awful, but he would go to Graceville, okay, and we would ride to Graceville. Like we would go to Graceville. We'd go get him a beer, and then we would like we would like come back to the trailer, and then we would go. Sometimes, so here's the time that he actually left me. Like, well, I chose to stay at home, okay, but I was asleep. I was on the couch, and I slept on the couch in the living room, and so here's what wound up happening. I was in the living room on the couch, sleeping, and he had left on his car, went down the road to a friend's house. And like I said, man, you could hear that car from, let me see. You could hear that car, at the end of the driveway. But it ran so awful. But it got him, where he needed to go. So, anyway, when I go back over to Uncle James's, I'll put a picture of the car on YouTube. I'll do a video right beside. I'll do a video like inside of it where you guys can like get a picture. It's a piece of shit, but I sat in this car and it scared the piss out of me, and I'm gonna tell you why. So it never scared the piss out of me. It never scared the piss out of me until the day of the Alabama and Auburn game. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. My heart was racing, dude. It was going do. My heart was in my fucking chest, dude. It was pumping, dude. And my heart was pumping, man. It was racing like a sumbitch. And my heart, like, I thought it was good. I started hurting. I started like, man, it was. And the car. So here's what wound up happening. Okay, so we get on the outskirts of Graceville. We're going into Graceville. He had the heater going, and all of a sudden, like his car, it coughed like it didn't fucking blow to pieces, because I wouldn't be here doing this video, but it did something very weird, and it did something very weird, and it was very weird. It sounded sort of like it was gonna die, but like you could just hear it, you could just hear it was getting weak, and I knew. I was like, oh no, like I knew. I didn't want to tell James it was blowing up. I didn't want to tell him it was dying. I didn't want to tell him that. I didn't want to tell him that it needed towing. So anyway, now let's go rewind. Before that, it was doing okay. He got it up to like 75, 60, 65 before it started doing this. Now, like I said, his car was a piece of shit. It ran so ragged. It would sit there and backfire. It would literally pop and backfire while it was idling. Like, you could be sitting at a red light and it would sound like a goddamn cannon going. I'm sorry, but it would sound like a cannon going off. And you could smell it burning gas, man. This shit, like, okay, so my tonsils, now I was breathing in some of that like fumes when it was running, and it like burnt the tonsils, and it, I guess, affected them in some kind of way. I don't know how that shit works, like, but anyway, the gas fumes affected the tonsils, so they had to be removed 2 years later. But anyway, I was like, nah, it ain't it. So I knew it wasn't the car. I knew it was like, it had to be something else. So I kept getting strep throat and everything, so that's why I had my tonsils removed. But anyway, so we're riding in this car, and I've only ridden, guys, in 2 loud cars without no muffler, like, up at the front. Now, if you guys really have a car that's really screwed up and there's no muffler at the front, get it fixed, because it's gonna fuck up your motor. Like, it's really gonna mess it up. And so about maybe 4 to 5 minutes, we pulled over at this store in Graceville, And I knew his car, man. I knew this car about had it. I didn't want to tell him. I knew in my heart, but I knew that it was gonna blow up, and like not in. I felt this calm over me. Like I knew it was gonna blow up, but I felt this like after a little bit, I felt this peace and calm and everything over me, and so. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting in the car, and he's trying to work on it, take the spark plugs out, because he usually did that, and it would straighten up. Well, man, my heart was racing. It was, my blood pressure, man, it went up. I could tell, man, it was gone. And I was like, one more incident, and I'm going to be in the hospital somewhere. Like, that's what I thought, you know. So anyway, so we get to going out of Gracefield. He's like, well, maybe it'll straighten up. Maybe it will. And I can still hear that sound of the car today. I don't even like the sound. I don't even like to hear the sound of that damn car. I can hear it right now, dude. It just sounds so awful. And it would, so we get up to this, we're trying to climb this hill. And it makes its one last effort backfire. It was like, bam. And it was like, and I knew, dude. I knew. And he tried to get it to run. He tried to like pop the clutch. And it wouldn't do it. And then, I knew then that the motor had blown up in that car. But what happened, let me tell you what happened. All that heat from, see, when you have a hole in your muffler and it's running like shit already and the motor's like getting super, super hot, what happens is it's going to burn up that, like, I don't know about mechanic stuff, but I know like some of the, like, what I've Googled. But, anyway, what happened was his car, he ran that for so long like that, with that muffler like that for like 2 years. I believe like about a year it ran like that. But it eventually got, the heat eventually got to that motor, and it burned the valves up, and it tore it up, and all I could see was I'm dying. This car is fixing to blow up, catch on fire, and I'm fixing to die. That's all I was thinking. I didn't want to tell James that, but I'm like, I'm dead. So I was looking, I was like, oh my God, like my heart, man, my blood pressure was up, man. I knew it was. So, and it was even hard for me to take my nap when I got back. Like, it was so hard too. But, I had this like, I can't explain it, but it was like a pain, and, you know, it was in my chest, and like, you know, I was like, oh man, you know, this is crazy, you know, and, so about the time that his car, when it quit, he tried to crank it, man. It wouldn't do nothing, man. It wouldn't even start. I was like, oh no. Like, and then the funny thing was he was laughing. What made him laugh was there was these girls across the street. And these girls were doing splits. They were like in shorts, and they were like, and he was laughing at it, like. And he knew the car was going to quit, you know. But he didn't have another way of going. So all he had was his girlfriend's car, you know, and that's all he had. Well, anyway, we get the car. My granddad pulls me and James home. We get there, and he takes it apart. And to this day, right now, that car is still sitting in his backyard. And it's still sitting there, guys. And like I said, when I go back, I'll ask him, can I sit in it? And I'll do a video, and I'll upload it to YouTube. And maybe he'll let me like go sit in it and do a video inside of it. But you know, but yeah, there's like that car. It would probably still scare the shit out of me, because I'm telling you, dude, I couldn't even sleep, like knowing what might have happened if that car would have blew up. Like, still today, I'm thinking on the anniversary of on the Alabama and Auburn game, that's the anniversary of his car quitting, and to this day, it scares the piss out of me, like it does. So guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I'm sorry I got off another topic, but yeah, I wanted to tell you that that's my really scariest experience. Now, I'm not going to take another title from another person. I'm gonna probably name this the day that my Uncle James's car messed up. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna name it something. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you watch this video, and I will see you guys later.
Stop record.